Hello everybody and welcome back to El Oso Furioso Scale Modeling channel. I'm Gonzalo and I'm here to present to you the Hasegawa AV-8B Harrier 2 Desert Harrier. I just did a review of the UMA AV-8B Harrier and I spoke about the Hasegawa one, so I decided to do a Hasegawa review, even though I'm sure there's a million of these videos out online already, to compare it to the UMA one, right? And there's some callouts that I had about this Harrier that I want to show you what I was talking about while I was doing the other video for the UMA Harrier. So anyway, the box is a lot smaller. This is the earlier version. This is the Desert Storm version. I love this version, by the way. It's got shark teeth, man. I've said it in the last video. If it has shark teeth and if it has mission markings, I'm all over it. And here I am. I love this version of it. I'm actually hoping that UMA comes out with a version of this Harrier. I'm sure they will, but yeah. So let's go ahead and get into this kit. The box is a standard Hasegawa box, nothing new here. Yeah, and that's it. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into the contents. I will say one thing about Hasegawa. I don't care how it comes in. I don't know how they do it. I can never get the contents back into the box like they came, like I got them out. But anyway, okay. So here we have the transparencies, or the canopy clear. So we have, unlike the UMA version, you have a plastic HUD. You have the rear canopy with the seam on it that the UMA did not have. I don't want to keep comparing it. I'll try to make comparisons, but keep it to a minimum. It doesn't have the deck cord engraved in on it. You have the forward canopy. And these are the clear parts, okay? You have the lower wing, the strakes there. It does have some riveting on there. Nowhere near as much as the UMA one does. Now, that being said, I don't know if UMA's correct with all the riveting they have out on it. It looks like could be that the trumpeter Mad Riveter went into town on it. I don't know. So like UMA might be all wrong. Just to give you an example of what the Hasegawa wing looks like compared to the UMA one we just reviewed. Here's the upper one. For sure, a lot less detail on this one. Now I've noticed there's already differences with vents and stuff, so this is probably because it's an older one. Here's the stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer. The heat shield for the aft exhaust. And again, the vertical stabilizer, a lot less detail on these for sure than on the UMA one. Not bashing Hasegawa, okay? Let me be clear. I've been building Hasegawa for years and it was the best that we had for a while. So yeah, anyway, so here we go into the fuselage and some cockpit parts and lower fuselage parts. Ooh, look at the scratching on that. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's not good. Notice how the panel lining is not that deep. It's probably more accurate than what UMA has because they look pretty deep to me. But once you add paint and you add clear coat and all that to it, then it becomes hard to put like a wash in it and stuff. Here's their gear is closed up except for there, and here's the front gear. Or is that the air brake? I'm not sure. Oh, that's the front gear, I think. Anyway, I don't remember. Here's the aft nozzle. Actually, looks a lot better than I remember. It's not that bad. I'm sure that's a part of the nozzle as well. So here we go. I had a question about this. I think, so this here, where is it? There we go, that's what I'm looking for. This is for the canopy, right? And I saw that the UMA had vents and they also had one that had blocks on it like that. So I'm wondering if this is on all early Harriers like this, and then the one that had the vents is on later Harriers, or maybe the British Harriers. I don't know. Very nice though. This is really nice. I mean, come on. Hasegawa isn't a slouch by any stretch. You have the forward fuselage part. We have the not pitot 2. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? The refueling probe retracted. You cannot display this one extended. To be honest with you, unless it would be on maintenance, I don't see why you would have it on the ground extended, so I don't mind that it's actually retracted. Then you have the canopy. Again, the forward fuselage, there is riveting on there. It's really nice. There is engraved panel lines. It's nice as well. But UMA is more detailed by far. Then you have also gear doors, or air brake doors, excuse me, and gear doors. Okay. Now this, in my opinion, is where UMA actually really stands out. So this is one piece, including the fan detail. UMA has this all one piece, including the exterior part of the intakes, and the fan is separate. So you slide in one whole piece, unlike this, which you have to put it together. I remember when I built this before, it was difficult to get right. That could be on my modeling skills because I'm a mediocre modeler. So that could have been me. Notice the intakes do have their doors open, so you would have to add those. Uh-oh, we have breakage. That's not good. I just opened the bag like that, and that's not good. All right. Anyway, still engraved really nice, I have to admit. Very nice indeed. We have the guns. Well, the gun, and then where the ammo goes. Then we have the, for the laser designator, we have the pylon over here. One of the pylons anyway. We have more pylons, vertical stabilizer, completely different from the UMA one. Again, I'm not trying to bash Hasegawa, I'm just pointing out the differences from one or the other that I spoke about in the other video. There's the instrument combing. These are the doors for the vanes on the intakes. These are for the vertical stabilizers, and then of course you have your pylons, weapon pylons. Very nice. Actually, those are really nice too. Very nice riveting in there. Here's the other one. Very nice. And then some doohickeys and doodads that I don't know what they're for. Then you have your ejection seat there, part of your ejection seat. No detail on that whatsoever. You have your landing gear, your ejection seat handle, the center pylon. You have your control stick, joystick, I guess. It looks like a chef dispenser. This is the cushion for the ejection seat. And this is for your exhaust. You put them together and they hold your exhaust inside of the model. And there's the side of the ejection seat as well. For sure, the Hasegawa ejection seat needs aftermarket for it, whether it be belts, PE belts or something, or 3D decals. It definitely needs an upgrade, which I have for this kit, by the way. And then you have, of course, more gun pod parts, more pylons, the wingtips with the thrusters. A piece fell off of that, I don't know what it is. This is for the tail. You have flares and shaft dispensers. I think that's for the ejection seat as well, the headrest. This goes in the tail, and this is, of course, is the targeting pod. This is the same as the other. Oh my, there we go. This is the same as the other one, so I'm not gonna go over it. It's just the other side. Oh wait, no, I take that back. So you have landing gear here. You have the thrusters at the bottom. Then you have your instrument, front instrument panel. Don't know what those are. And the other side. Okay. Fuel tank. Landing gear wheels. AIM 9M. Doors. There's scoops. Also landing gear for the wing. Then of course your fuel tank, which is one solid piece, which I like. I mean, one long solid piece. You have two halves, but still. You have your M9 launchers. Okay. And here's the part I don't like. Yeah, I had a terrible time putting this onto the fuselage. UMA makes this as part of their upper wing. So yeah. And then there's some details there you can see. Again, putting this together badly might have been my fault and not the kid's fault. So, and once again, we have a repeated sprue here. I'm not going to show you that again. We have the exhaust. Now this one I talked about with Uma. These are all little pieces. I don't know where they came from, but they fell apart. Those seams in there, well, that doesn't look that bad actually if you just hold it together. But the Uma comes as one solid piece. And this one has individual pieces, and there's some sanding and some putting you might have to do on here. Unlike the Uma ones that are just one solid piece. And then of course you have your cockpit. Very nice. No detail whatsoever in the back part though. You have another instrument combing. I guess there's two. I don't know why there's two in here, but there are. And then of course you have your nose. And you have another instrument panel. Right, so they have parts for the Harrier Plus in here. That's what it is. But this is for the Desert Harrier. And then there's that. Now, look at the instructions. Typical Hasegawa instructions. I will say one thing about Hasegawa is that I've never come across a Hasegawa kit that has had incorrect markings on their instructions. They're pretty good about it. So that's a big shout out to Hasegawa for that. And then of course you have the back side, which has got the camouflage and the decal placements. Again, shark teeth, yeah, that's for me. This is the Tomcats VMA 311 Tomcats in Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Very, very nice. And of course the decal sheet. Now, I don't know how this decal sheet is. Oh, and here you have decals for the deck cord that will go on the canopy. I don't know about this decal sheet. I've had some bad experiences with other Hasegawas where they're kind of thick. But actually this one looks pretty nice, to be honest. So yeah. Okay. So while I'm here, I'm going to show you the extra aftermarket parts I got for this to make it a little bit better. So let me go ahead and put these all back in here. And like I said, I can never get it back into the box the way it came out. Never. I'll try, but maybe I don't know. It just seems like they're just, I don't know. I can never get it back into the box like it comes out. Never. Anyway, let me just throw it all in here. Oh, that's not that bad. I think I got it. Maybe I'll put this upside down. I don't know. Anyway, the extras I got for this are going to be the phase hanger deck cord. Very nice. I've got intake covers because I am a weakling. Let's be honest. Sometimes I screw up my intakes. Best way to cover it up the mistakes. I'm going to try to build them right and build them nice. But if I fail, then I always got intake covers. These are from Flying Leathernecks. I got res kit wheels. Why? Well, the Hasegawa wheels I find for me are too light on the engraving, and it's very difficult to mask off and get right. So I like these because I can paint the tires separately from the rims, and I'm pretty sure it'll look a lot better. So yeah, at least for the most part. At least for the nose and main gear, right? I know the wing gear ones or the outriggers, they're ones, but that's all right. I got 3D decals from Quinta for it. Nice little set. I've got the masking for it, and cannot not get an ejection seat. Now, I might use this on the Uma one too. I don't know, we'll see how the Uma one. I like the fabric detail on this. It's very nice. I also like the belts. So I might get one of these for the Uma one. I don't know. We'll see how it builds up. Anyway, that's my review of the Hasegawa kit. And to be honest, it's a nice kit. Let's be real, right? Certainly a lot cheaper than the Uma kit right now. The Uma kit that I bought cost about $86 online shipped. This one's a lot cheaper, granted, but you have to buy a lot of aftermarket to bring it up to, in my opinion, you have to buy a lot of aftermarket to bring it up to speed. So if you start looking at that prices of all the other stuff you have to get for this, you might be better off just getting the Uma kit. Anyway, love the Hasegawa kit too. I don't want to seem like I'm bashing it and killing it. It is a nice kit. It does have its build problems. It's a little bit old. It's been around for a long time. Let's see how old this thing is. Does it have a date on here? I don't see the date on here, but that doesn't mean 2004. That's when this kit came out. So that's an old kit. It's over 20 years old, right? So anyway, it's a nice kit. I do recommend to build it if you want to save some money and just make it out of the box. It builds into a very nice kit itself if you really have good skills, unlike me. I struggled with it, but if you have, if you're a really good modeler, this will not be that much of a hassle. And if you're good at scratch building, I'm sure you can scratch build stuff into it. You don't have to buy the aftermarket market stuff, but compared to the Uma one, it definitely is showing its age. Anyway, I hope you like my review. Please, if you like the review, smash the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments that you may have at the bottom, and I'll get back to you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching my video.